Chilling tales for dark nights.
The following performance is a first-round entry in the 2018 Evil Idol voice acting competition, in which you, the listener, get to help decide who wins. I'm Jonathan West, winner of the 2017 Evil Idol competition, and I'll be your host as all of us help decide who will be crowned the next monarch of the macabre. Voting is easy. If you'd like to see tonight's featured contestant move on, simply log into your YouTube account and click the thumbs up icon, or give them a thumbs down if you'd rather they not. Voting on this entry will last for 1 week only, so don't delay. Want to spread the word about Evil Idol and tonight's contestant? Share this video on social media and include the hashtag EvilIdol2018. For myself and the creative team behind Chilling Tales for Dark Nights, good luck to all of our contestants, and thank you, listener, for helping us to coronate this year's Tyrant of Terror. Please welcome to this year's competition contestant number 16, Derek T. Hawke, performing a self-authored tale. Submitted for your approval, we present to you, The Zombie Apocalypse Sucks.
This is some old bullshit. I tell you what, well, this here zombie apocalypse ain't living up to what it's supposed to be. Ain't nothing's going right, and everything's happening at the worst possible time. First, it had to happen while I was back home in Texas, visiting for a spell. Second, it had to happen smack dab in the middle of the hottest summer on record. And third, that ain't already bad enough, them zombies had to be runners. Not shamblers, but runners. And them some bitches are fast, too. Now, I was like everybody else. I played the games and watched all the movies. I never missed an episode of that there TV show. I fantasized about the day them zombies would show up and bite the shit out of everyone. Especially all them some bitches at the credit card companies. I was so sick of them bill collectors harassing me like a bunch of old buzzards. Ooh, and they're mean, too. This one time this lady was giving me attitude on the phone, and I gave it right back at her. I said, "Lady, what the hell's wrong with you? Calling me with this bullshit and wasting all my anytime minutes." Ooh, the devil came out of her. She cussed me out up one side down the other, using words and combinations I'd never heard of. She even called me back after I hung up on her loud ass. It weren't but a minute when that phone was ringing off the hook again. And sure enough, it was her, and she was screaming, "Aw, hell nah. I know you didn't just hang up on me." I tell you what, if you're a zombie with bad credit, you best steer clear of her, 'cause she'll get you. She'll get you real good. I don't know how they kept getting my phone number. I could change that thing every day and it wouldn't do no good. It wouldn't be long before my phone be ringing all times of the day. It got to the point where I couldn't even answer my phone without using my fake foreign accent. Hello? Hello. May I speak with Mr. Swanson? Who? Swanson. I'm looking for Mr. Swanson. Is he available? Who? Swanson. May I speak with him, please? He no here. When do you expect? He no live here no more. He moved to other place. You call here no more. Eventually, they caught on to my ruse. But you know what? I come to a decision that it was a time in my life to be a more better person. More sensitive and such. You know, I wanted to be more like Owen Wilson. So I took the very next call and was polite as I could be to that there bill collector. It didn't matter. That bastard was still all uppity, talking down to me like I was some degenerate. He said, "Mr. Swanson, we have been more than patient with you. We have given you extensions and numerous grace periods. We have listened to your excuses, and we have tolerated your dreadful and slightly offensive, might I add, attempts at disguising your voice, which, by the way, fooled no one. We demand this issue to be resolved immediately. When can we expect payment on the balance due on your account?" Well, I was like, Well, you can expect payment anytime you like. How about this? Why don't you pick a date, and we'll both be surprised on that day when you still ain't got your money. I guess I could be more like Alec Baldwin. He nice and all, but still keeps a temper to himself. Nope. This here zombie apocalypse ain't nothing like it should have been. There ain't no fully stocked grocery stores just waiting to be plundered. There ain't no food, no guns, no shelter. There ain't even no running water and lights. And that don't even make any goddamn sense. Why the hell is there no running water or lights? What the hell do zombies have to do with plumbing and electricity? Well, whatever happened, it all went down in a matter of days. Before we knew it, us humans were at the bottom of the food chain. Shit, even the pets have turned on us. They ain't stupid. They saw their chance and took it too. The other day, I saw this old man get his ass tore up by a pack of chihuahuas. Chihuahuas. And don't get me started on them cats. Them little son of bitches are just as bad as them zombies. Only meaner and smarter too. But that's a story for another time. Yup. There ain't no one you can trust. There ain't no state-of-the-art government facility full of super smart science folks who are gonna fix everything. They sure ain't gonna find no obvious cure hiding in some simple houseplant that's been staring back at them this whole time. Nope. There most definitely ain't no pockets of civilization left out there. No one waiting with open arms to take in a prodigal son who's come wandering in from the wilderness. None of that happened. I remember when I used to listen to the news and hear about the state of the world. We sure do make a mess out of everywhere we go. The stupid shit we do and the predicaments we get ourselves into is downright shameful. I bet you the good Lord Almighty was looking down and he finally got tired of all this dumb shit that we do and said, I've had it with all them folks down there. But he's right, you know. Even before the apocalypse came around, I was saying it all the time. I'd say, you know what? There is so much dumb in the world today. There's like a pestilence of dumb sweeping across the land. And everyone knows that the good Lord don't like no dumb. No siree Bob, he sure don't like no dumb. Shit, I remember when I was a little boy, there was these two dumb kids that sat in front of me in school. Michael and Jackson. We was taking a pop quiz one day, and them two fools was whispering loud and noisy like thinking they was gonna cheat off each other. Lord, them two ding-dongs were dumber than a bag of dirt. They were so dumb, they couldn't find their own ass even if they had both hands in their back pockets. Jackson leaned over all sneaky-like and said, Michael, what you got for question number 2? What old MacDonald have? Michael gave a big old sigh and said, Dummy, old MacDonald had a farm. Oh, said Jackson. He paused for about a minute, and you could see the smoke starting coming out of his ears from thinking so hard. Finally, he said, How you spell farm? Michael rolled his eyes and whispered loudly, Are you stupid or something? How do you think you spell farm? It's spelled E-I-E-I-O, dummy. Last I heard, them two fools got so drunk one weekend, they busted their car upside a Dairy Queen. Like I said, there's a whole lot of dumb in the world today. Yes, there is. But anyways, no one took it seriously when the first of them zombies started popping up. TV said it was junkies high on that, bath salts. Yeah, bath salts. I know they sure do make some nice smelling bubbles and all, but I would have never guessed you could get high off them things. What will they think of next? Anyways, soon it was all over the news. We'd hear they'd find one over there eating on somebody or over there chewing on someone. Good Lord. Then there was that woman on TV all the time. She was on every channel shooting her mouth off with her alternative facts. I swear I saw her the other day. I went into town and there she was. I knew it the moment I laid my eyes on her. She was there swishing and swashing up and down the street with all the other dead people. If she got too close to one of them other zombies, they'd stagger away in the opposite direction like they just remembered they had somewhere else to be. Apparently, death hasn't done much to improve her social skills. Well, you'd never guess it, but she looks exactly the same she do on TV. I swear, she was stumbling around with her big old Bigfoot hairdo and crazy makeup put on crooked. I bet you anything that poor thing would still be going on with her alternative reality if her tongue hadn't just fallen out of her mouth and that her hound dog hadn't snatched it up. Yep, she sure does look like she do in person. Yes, she do. Bless her heart. Well, back to my point. I now spend my days hiding from both the living and dead. Oh, and them cats, too. You have to always be on the lookout for them critters. If you're not careful, they'll get you. And the last thing you hear will be a bunch of meows from a swarm of furious felines. I tell you, I never thought it'd be like this. I imagined after the apocalypse, I'd be this badass lone road warrior who wandered place to place, getting to adventures and such. My 2 silver guns holstered to my side, and my shotgun would be my only companion. I'd be in my beat-up old 1971 Plymouth Barracuda with the radio blasting. I'm a cowboy. Yeah. On a steel horse I ride. I wanted, dead or alive. Anyways. Oh, and a sword. I'd want a sword, too. I carried it on my back like He-Man done did in them cartoons I was fond of when I was a youngin'. Ooh, Mama hated them cartoons. One time she caught me watching one after school and she howled like a goddamn screech owl. She said, "Sweet Jesus, why that man ain't got no clothes on? And why all them girls look like whores of Babylon?" I count my blessings to this very day she never got a good look at what them Thundercats were wearing. Poor Mama. Bless her heart. Well, I had to put her down myself. But she's in a better place now. She's up in heaven with Jesus, bumming cigarettes off of St. Peter in front of them pearly gates. I sure hope they have enough of her beer that she likes up there. She can't be going too long without her beer. She gets real mean. Jesus don't tolerate none of that belligerence. No, he don't. He'll kick her ass out of heaven in a second. And I tell you what, that devil will have his hands full with her. I remember one time she decided she was going to quit drinking because that's what Jesus would want her to do. It weren't but a day when we found her out back going through the empty cans and bottles. She was shaking each one over her mouth to see if she could get anything out of them. Her tongue was like a goddamn snake, licking the inside of them bottles, trying to get that very last drop. We told her, "Mama, if you could just moderate your consumption of alcoholic beverages, you wouldn't be in this predicament. You know when you get to licking that liquor, you don't act right. Haven't you got enough sense to see when you get to drinking, you get mad? And when you get mad, you start cussing. And then you know what? You start fighting. And I'm telling you, I ain't doing it no more. I'm not taking no more punches from you. And that there Dairy Queen is getting real tired of people bashing their cars into their establishment." So, it was during my annual obligatory visit to the farm when the shit done hit the fan. I didn't know what I was going to do with Mama. She really was in no shape to be evading hordes of ravenous zombies and such. There ain't no nice way to put it, but she done definitely let herself go in the past few years. My Aunt Sissy said she got so big, they were afraid for her life every time she sat in her favorite rocking chair. It took losing 2 porch caps before they realized they needed to do something about it. Poor little bastards. They had to reinforce that old chair with lug nuts just to support her big ass with any level of confidence. She told everyone that Dr. Harris said her weight gain done come from a glandular problem. A glandular problem. I said, "Mama, the only gland you have problems with is your saliva gland." But honestly, she did have a weight problem. She could not wait to eat. Ooh. I should have been one of them professional joke tellers. Well, we were about to hightail it out from the farm when that girl from up yonder showed up on our front porch. What was her name again? Jenny. Yeah, Jenny. That real sweet girl with the fucked up eyes. It was a damn shame, too, because it was next to impossible to have a serious conversation with that girl. I tell you, she was so bug-eyed she looked like a big old bullfrog wearing eyeshadow. She had this one eye that was normal, but the other one would do whatever the hell it wanted to. I dared anybody to try to converse with her normal-like and not get a severe case of the heebie-jeebies. You couldn't tell if she was looking at you or looking at your boots. And you believe me, that's mighty distracting when a fella's trying to organize his thoughts proper-like. Back in the day, my mama and her mama used to be friends. Mama told her they should take Jenny up to see that doctor over there in Galveston. They'd fix her up real good and all, Mama would say. She said she read somewhere that they put these wires all over her head and shocked her until her eyes started acting right. Ooh, they'd shock her good. Them doctors would turn up the power full blast and shock her until her teeth start chattering. But no, they decided to let that eye be. Oh, I did hear though that eye did have some unique talents. I heard it could do things like see around corners and peer through walls, just like magic. But I ain't one to gossip, so y'all didn't hear that from me. Oh, she used to babysit for all them Taylor kids, the baddest kids in town. They were the most disrespectful, foul-mouthed little shits you'd ever encounter. Just bad to the bone, not a good one in a whole bunch. The only person that could control them monsters was Miss Jenny. On the first night, they were doing what they normally do, just being bad, talking back, cussing, not minding no one. It got to be too much for that poor girl, and all that stress got to her. Or you knew it, it set off that crazy eye of hers. It got to zipping and zapping this way and that. Well, it damn near scared the living bejesus out of them kids. You could see kids diving out windows, busting down doors, and crashing through walls just to get away from her. Although I reckon there was some good that came out of all that. From that night forward, there was no problem disciplining them kids. All you had to say was, if y'all don't mind me, I'm gonna get old Jeannie to come back and stare at y'all. What the hell was I talking about again? Oh, we came out of the house, and there was little Jenny. She was all dirty and tore up like she had a run-in with a pack of old pissed-off coyotes. The three of us locked eyes. It felt like we stared each other down for eternity. One bloodshot eye stared at Mama, and the other one was fixated on me. Well, more like in the general location of my left elbow, but I understood her intent. Well, whatever goes up in their heads, I could tell it was working overtime trying to decide which one of us would taste better. Not to be insensitive or nothing, but it wasn't a difficult decision to make if you're looking for more bang for your buck. I don't care how long you've been dead, you can tell the difference between a snack and a banquet. And this girl looked hungry too. A low growl began to emerge from the girl. It got louder and louder, and then she charged at Mama. What happened next? I swear on my daddy's grave is the honest truth. If I'm lying, then rattlesnakes don't like to shake their rattles. Little Jenny jumped on top of Mama and they crashed to the ground. They rolled around a couple of times, and lucky for her, Mama ended up on top of the girl. That girl was flatter than a pancake. Under the weight of Mama's big ass, that poor crazy eye of hers looked like it was about to pop out and shoot across the sky, never to be seen again. That's when it happened. Mama turned and noticed in the midst of that scuffle, her last beer had been knocked over. Scrambling to her knees, she gave a big old yell and hollered, "Sweet Jesus, God in heaven, my beer!" Lord, Mama was mad now. She was madder than a wet cat on a rainy day. And all that confusion and screams of, Billy, get over a towel over there. Go on, get it." Jenny had unflattened herself, was on her feet again. She ran full speed and grabbed a hold of Mama with all her might. Through the growls and snarls, she then bit down on Mama's throat. And then out of the blue, she stopped. She grew calm and quiet. Then she looked up at me. Well, kinda. But I've already sufficiently beat that crazy-eyed horse to death. This look of confusion spread across her face. No, it was more like a bewilderment. She sniffed at the bloody mess she made of my mama. She smacked her lips a couple of times like she was tasting something peculiar. Finally, she made a face just like she tasted the nastiest thing to ever exist on God's green earth. The look of revulsion that emerged from her face almost made me bust out laughing. Then it hit me. I know that face. I knew it very well. Mama had given Miss Jenny NyQuil face. You know, that face you make after drinking that green shit for a cold. That got me to thinking, after all this time, you think they would have come up with something better tasting that nasty green death flavor. And cherry tastes like shit too. Anyways, that gave me the opportunity to gather my wits about myself, and I pulled out my handgun. I aimed it real careful like at the face that was now sticking its tongue out and gagging. Before I pulled that trigger, I thought to myself, I knew it. That old woman was so mean, if anything ever tried to eat her up, it would either spit her out or curl up and die. There was nothing much more I could do for Mama. She was pretty much done in. I made sure it was permanent. She was a proud woman, and I knew she'd want to keep her dignity even in death. It's the least I could do, because truth be told, y'all know there ain't nothing more pathetic than when a fat zombie tries to run you down.
Thanks for listening. I'm Jonathan West, reminding you, if you haven't already, to cast your vote for this contestant via either a thumbs up or thumbs down. Voting is easy. Simply log into your YouTube account and click the thumbs up icon if you'd like to see the contestant move on. Or give them a thumbs down if you'd rather they not. Want to spread the word about Evil Idol and tonight's contestant? Don't forget to spread the word by sharing tonight's entry on social media and include the hashtag EvilIdol2018. You've been listening to Chilling Tales for Dark Nights in the 2018 Evil Idol voice acting competition. I'm your host, 2017 winner Jonathan West, inviting you to return every weekday for a new entry from our amazing contestants. Until then, turn off the lights and turn on the dark.
Chilling Tales for Dark Nights.